before 12 by 12, I was a little bit unfocused. I was spending more time researching and querying agents than I was spending getting new stories down. Once I found 12 by 12, I was able to focus a little more on the production and getting the new stories out of my brain and into the computer and onto paper. I think I probably started at least 8 stories during the year. Some of those I completed, and some of those were solid starts, and I'm returning to those this year. The biggest benefit I received from 12 by 12 was connecting with a critique group in the message boards. We committed to each other to continue as a critique group, and they have made me a better writer. Their comments have made my stories better, and looking at their stories has made my stories better. That's the crazy thing about critique groups is I can see the flaws in other people's stories that I would not recognize in my own, even though they're there. I had queried Full Circle Literary prior to starting 12 by 12. They really liked the first story I sent them, and then when I sent them additional stories, they weren't quite there. They were asking for more character-driven stories, and that was what I had in mind when I started my year of 12 by 12. As soon as I wrote poetry, which was, I believe, either my February or March story, and I ran it by my critique group, made some changes, said, I have something else you might like to see, and that was the story that led to me signing with Adriana Dominguez. Poetry went on submission this summer and found a home at Dial Books for Young Readers. Poetry is the story of a little girl who is so excited about spring that she writes a poem. She ties it to a tree, and when she comes back the next day and thinks she sees her own poem still fluttering in the breeze, she realizes that it's a different poem and comes to the conclusion that the tree is writing back. And it's going to be a book, and I'm really excited.